Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing our fractured China run, although it's looking less and less fractured by the episode. We kind of have incorporated a bit. We started just with Hebei, we conquered these guys, and we took a little bit last episode of land off of Zhili. In particular, we are running into problems though because we have so many radicals, and these radicals are particularly powerful in terms of the intergroup approval, and so we are getting minus approval rating, which is a big cause of these revolutions, and this radicalism is largely off the back of conquering land, so it is going to go down over time. It's just we started out with Hebei, and so these radicals are such a large percentage, of our powerful population, and we're going to try and fix this, try and drive up the standard of living a little bit, and try and fix things. Also try and come out from being in debt. In particular, as an unrecognized state, you don't want to be paying interest because the interest is particularly expensive, and so last episode was mostly kind of recovery, and I think this episode might be a bit more of the same, although looking at our infamy, we might go after Sichuan in this episode a little bit. Let's see how strong their military is. 25, and ours is considerably stronger, I think. Yep. So maybe that's something we want to do kind of now-ish. We could vassalize them. I like this. We'll actually maybe take a little bit of a save and go for a vassalization here. Also, I think we do have conscripts that are using some nice PMs, specifically in the capital, and that's the only place we have them on nice PMs, or I thought that was the only place. We are paying for irregulars kind of everywhere. It's not a lot unless you bring them on up. In Beijing, we were having turmoil problems. We're not going to touch any of those PMs because I think that we have them in place kind of for strategic reasons regarding our revolution potential, and I think we'll be able to vassalize them without anything going wrong. Great powers seem to not join when they cannot get to the front, and no one can get to this front because it is inland. So this sort of thing. I think we will need to activate the conscripts of at least here, and then maybe we activate them as well over here, or let's see where we have the most unemployed. Lower labor available. Shaanxi and Beijing is next, so let's activate them in Shaanxi. Because it will make labor more expensive. And we are going to ask for war reps. And Hui's got some problems here. We'll stay out of that one. Although, in theory, we could maybe help out Anhui in order to try and get closer to them, but we'll deal with the aristocratic revolt, I think. Do have the movement to... We do want to get back onto parliamentary republic and off of monarchy, but we're going to wait until the next election for the election to hopefully... I know the last election didn't kneecap the Conservative Party enough, but hopefully we can kind of start getting in that direction. We are going to ask for war reparations. We're going to make that primary, and we're going to open their market. I'm going to leave that as secondary. That way they have something to lose, which makes them more likely to back down and just give us war reps and vassalization rights. We are going to run out of administration once we pass these public schools, and so what we are going to do is we are going to build a little bit more administration. We're going to kick it to the front of the queue, but also something to keep in mind is we are on National Guard right now. We don't really want to be on National Guard, and so we might just come off of National Guard as well. Oh, is National Guard not... never mind, it's not an institution in the same way. I take it all back. It's not, it doesn't work in the same way Guaranteed Libs does. That's interesting. It's just flat. And I guess you don't have to pay. Man, National Guard's a lot better than I thought it was, because I thought you had to pay for an institution, but you just don't. Interesting. Okay. That changes my evaluation considerably. Well off. So I think we'll just stay on National Guard then. That seems fine. After we enact public schools, we'll want to think about going parliamentary republic, but I think we'll put that on the back burner for now. A big thing that we did to try and eventually get through them is we went total separation. Of course, our laws are inversed for whatever reason. It's like bugged in this way, or it is this way, just how it is. We went total separation so that the devout could not have as much clout, because the block of the devout and the landowners is kind of a lot to get through, but just the landowners by themselves is going to be a little bit easier. And public schools will also kind of help out the intelligentsia as people get more educated. Right now there's really low literacy, which will also, you know, kneecap the one guys. Can we maybe get into Eastern Mali? We can through... if we go after Sierra Leone, but we can't really get Sierra Leone. We'd have to take dirt off the Netherlands to try and get the unique building here in Messina. We, of course, started out this run as Japan, which is one of the reasons Japan is so caked up, and also why we're not doing too well considering how late it is in the game. We started like 30 years late, and so, yeah. What are we running a shortage of? We can build this ourselves. We have public schools, big nice, and we're not in a bureaucracy deficit because we built some. Now the Autocue is building guns, so this is fine with us. I believe that this shortage is almost certainly dyes. We've been having dye problems this entire time. One of the reasons we actually wanted to puppet Sichuan specifically is so we can go into Guizhou, which I believe has dye potential. This place does not, and so just taking this one province off the Heavenly Kingdom maybe would be nice, but maybe Heavenly Kingdom's too strong. Our army power projection is not too great. Is this just in Beijing? No, we'll just take the increased radicals, although don't like it. A lot of radicals. Philosophy department's going to time out soon-ish. That is part of why we have the universities. We have some happy faces being built in Null State. You love to see it. I mean, we'll kick the coal mines and the motor... Oh, the motor industries was to try and do one thing that's going to time out, right? And it looks like it's already timed out, so we'll kick the motor industries to the bottom of the queue. We maybe still want them. We'll let these tooling workshops finish, because they're already in production. And then we will get the philosophy department. It's going to time out in 32 months, so we got decent enough time do it. We're gonna get Sichuan here. Things are starting to feel a little bit stable. I mean, we're losing money, and we don't really want to be paying this interest, and we do want to decrease taxes in kind of the near-ish future. So I think that we're still not going to expand construction quite yet. Well, except the problem is we don't want the investment pool to build. So the investment pool is kind of modest right now, but if it starts getting kind of big, we will expand construction anyways. But other than that, we'll look to get out of debt and decrease taxes, I think, as a general heuristic. This building is getting quite profitable, which is nice because it gives a lot of investment pool transfer. Getting these guys in the market will also be nice. I think that these guys are the new guys who won the revolution. We might want to improve relations with some of these guys. I'm not sure if we want to militarily annex Shandong or diplomatically do it. I think we almost certainly want to diplomatically get Korea. Maybe it's the same with Manchuria. Let's improve relations. Really, the coastal ones are going to be harder for us to take because great powers will stick their fingers in our pies, but the inland ones are going to be easier for us to take because the great powers will not stick their finger in our pie. So I think we maybe militarily want to go after Zhili and diplomatically go after the rest of these, except maybe the Heavenly Kingdom we take 1 or 2 states off of, something like this. We could go after Tibet pretty comfortably too, into Burma, which I believe Burma here we could do dyes. Nope, they don't have dyes. They do have opium. We do want to find a place for dyes. We could go after like Kutai or something like this, but I think we want to spend most of our infamy here in China in a general sense, because this is the mission. But it was really painful to just be constantly running a dye shortage and be importing it. I mean, we could go for the tech. Let's take a look at the tech actually, where we are with this. So we could just go rubber mastication straight into aniline, and maybe this is good. I haven't really done this play pattern before, but it's perhaps good for us here in this particular run. Kind of would rather go steel rail cars though here. I mean, I guess we don't need shift work. I kind of also like reinforced concrete. We do have new PMs for this. We'll swap over even though it's not profitable. I think we want to build more coal demand, generally, because we kind of want a little bit more. Oh, it's just a huge swap. Making quite a bit of money, and we're draining the investment pool, so I think we can lower taxes here. Which should raise the standard of living. We're now getting paid out by Sichuan. And notably, we didn't acquire a bunch of radicals by taking states off of them, so maybe we should have been looking more to vassalize earlier. They are demanding that we end the vassal status. That's a cute one. Let's check the infamy, where it's 16. Now, how much infamy would it be to go for Guizhou? Now, this is probably a fight that great powers kind of make a jump in on, so I don't think we want to do it, but I just kind of wanted to check. We are coming on up. The investment pool is growing slightly. So maybe we just put down one more construction center. We are looking to get out from under this debt, but we are getting kind of close to being out from under it, so there's all that. Let's take a look at where we can declare an interest. I think we want one in in Manchuria kind of location. We do want to get them in. They do have a coastal province, so they're going to be harder to go for. We can also go for Mongolia and this type of stuff. Maybe we want to damage relations with them. Yeah. And same with Uyghurstan. We don't have an interest in that region, though. Which is fair enough. I think we still have some turmoil here, which is causing decreases in this. We want we want police. We want dedicated police, I think. Although this is perhaps a run where local police force would be decent, I think we're still going to go for dedicated here. Which is going to make the landowners happy, which is nice. And so we are slowly draining the investment pool, which is kind of where we want to be. And so we don't need to put more stuff in. And we are going to get the philosophy department in just a second here. And so hopefully, you know, our tech and our literacy start to come on up here quite a bit. It is partially driven by standard of living. And so since our standard of living is just generally kind of low, it's going to be harder for us to make pops more literate in general, regardless. But that is what it is, and soon we will be rapidly ramping up construction. We just have to kind of wait for that to go in. And I'm looking for places for us to maybe expand in, and it kind of just feels like Mongolia and Zhili. I don't think we want to go for Heavenly Kingdom, because again, we don't want to declare war as much on these coastal guys. I mean, we could go conquer state Shenjing. A lot of these are just super expensive, though. We can maybe vassalize these guys, super expensive. And so I think we want to kind of diplomatically acquire them, and maybe we start looking away from China in terms of places to expand now. Would really love to be able to go into Burma, so let's maybe it's vassalizing Tibet is the next play. And then we can get into Burma. We can go after Bhutan or whatever. We can go after the Sikh Empire after that. I don't think that solves our dyes problem, does it? Can you make dyes here? I think you might be able to. Yep, so Punjab is just a very strong state, so maybe we have to like branch out that way as a way of kind of trying to expand. It is going to be a lot of infamy, though, because high population. And the literacy is coming up by quite a bit. One moment. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. I don't think we have much discrimination, and we don't want these police people to be revving. Again, it's just the dyes. Let's see if we can do another import route. We can't. I mean... yeah, it's just kind of painful. I guess we could like work on expanding convoys a little bit. Let's take a look at how the infrastructure looks. Yeah, so we have a infrastructure shortage here anyways, so let's just add a port to solve that. And this one's going to have infrastructure problems soon, so we'll just add a port and then add another port. Of course, this is the last port, so we'll add a rail. Well, we kind of want the auto queue to build the railways, so we just won't touch it. So that's what we would prefer, I think. And we're almost out of debt, so we are going to start ramping up construction again now. So we have what level here? So that's out of 15. I think we're going to go up to level 4 here in Beijing. Really try and get up to maybe 200 construction here today. Now that we've come out of the debt, we're not paying for, I forgot to ahead of time kind of expand this. So we're gonna up a lot in Shaanxi, I think. Which is gonna start benefiting a ton from economies of scale. I think we will put the construction at the front of the queue though. And then we will do the bureaucratic administrations. Now, why is this like this? Excuse you. Why are you X'd out? Well, I guess we'll just cancel this and then put another one. Why can't you build... Why can't... It's max capacity. It's friggin' not. Why do you think the construction centers are at max capacity? This is a bug. Hopefully that doesn't persist, because that is a place we would like to have construction centers. We'll just add one here instead. And so we're barely making money, but this is kind of where we want to be. The investment pool is really cranking up. We also added a whole bunch of construction, so it's not unreasonable to expect that auto queue will want to build a bunch of iron. What we will do is we'll build a bunch of coal in the auto queue, or sorry, in our queue. That way it will make the iron more efficient, and hopefully the auto queue picks up some of that, and maybe we can look to turn on the coal streetlights in Hebei sometime in the near future. We're losing money, but this is despite the fact that we're running a 14% tax waste, which we're soon going to get out of, so we're going to be making money once we get out from under that. Let's check the infamy. Still pretty high. It's going to stay pretty high, so... Now, we don't need Mongolia specifically. Maybe we want to just customs union Mongolia, actually. And look to get them diplomatically. I think this is kind of the case with Manchuria as well. I'm just hemming and hawing on a lot of these, but I think that I like this plan of expansion into Tibet and then the Sikh Empire. And this is going to cost a lot of infamy, and so... And maybe we can get a customs union coming through here into Persia or whatever. And so I don't think we want to use the infamy on Manchuria and Mongolia. Although Manchuria does have one state that is Chinese, so we'll probably need them eventually. I guess it might depend on if they're defending the borders or not. And if they're defending the borders, maybe we want to damage relations with them. I don't know. We're not strong enough to really fight great powers at this point, so it's hard to, like, think about it, but, like, eventually we will be, so... but this is maybe a pretty far off eventually. Like, we started 30 years late, so not only are we, like... We're super far behind in tech in terms of, like, where we would be if we had been controlling this country from the start. Well, if we were controlling China from the start, they would have never fractured, so there's that. Now, why is philosophy department not... popping? We have, oh, we don't have the level 5 unis, so let's get this uni, let's get these unis up here and try and make sure that we get the philosophy department to pop off. Despite the fact that we need the government administrations, we just kind of don't want to accidentally forget about all this. Now, are you still thinking that you are built to capacity? Why is this? I think we're probably gonna have to delete one of these and then, yeah, okay. Delete and then expand. Oh, but you still think you're at max capacity. This is just a very strange bug. I haven't seen this before. This is new to me. It's annoying because this is a place where we would probably want to build up construction centers quite a bit, but we won't be able to. This is kind of another place where we maybe want to build up construction centers, so we'll take a look at that. Auto queue is building a lot of farming stuff, which we would prefer that they didn't, but it's not the end of the world. It is building in places that aren't efficient. That kind of is the end of the world to some extent, but I don't know. It's not too bad. We also have dedicated police now, which we want to have to try and decrease the turmoil in the places that we're picking up. And it's just like, I mean, it's not terrible. We get philosophy department. We will get uni throughput, which is nice. I thought we could get ahead of time on tech. Maybe we already have the tech. I thought you could use it to get progress on... Oh, do you need psychiatry before you can get it? Maybe you need psychiatry and then you can get the tech boost to pragmatism. That was the main reason we were doing it. That's unfortunate. 25% juice on just 5 unis is not particularly impressive. Although, we probably want to expand unis a bit. Especially when we're benefiting from this economies of scale. Yeah. Probably going to need one more government admin. We'll put it in the capital here. We'll add a couple more of these at the back of the queue. We'll just kind of keep an eye on where we're at here. Gonna add another couple construction centers actually. Even though this is draining, we're gonna be making money off this. And then also add a couple tooling workshops in the back of the queue. And hopefully the auto queue tends to move more towards minus 10% authority is going to kind of hurt. We'll drop it consumption tax. We'll drop it on porcelain if it's kind of similar to meat. Yeah, let's drop it on porcelain. Because we kind of... In general, long term, you don't want to really be taxing meat, but for now, we kind of want to tax it so our pops are consuming less of it. Alright, so... Do you want to come off this? Who will this radicalize? Yeah, too much of this. There's too much radicalization here, especially with the rural focus well, because they're loyalists, so we might have to wait until the loyalists die here for this to be any good. Maybe those 2 unis are a mistake and we should just go for more construction. I'm not entirely sure. We'll get this up to 15. Really annoyed about this bug. Why do you think that this is max? Cannot expand construction. I have no idea. Maybe when we save and reload this will go away. That's just very strange. We'll put this on auto expand. Ooh, we have boom booms and we're not using them? Come on, let's go. Let's just quickly go through all the PMs and make sure we're on the latest and greatest. Yeah, we do want to start swapping over to boom booms. Let's do it. Now, it's not currently making money, but the big thing is it will cause the auto queue to understand kind of where we want to be with things. We don't need military shipbuilding yet. We don't want to really use any labor-saving PMs, but we will use that. Okay, and then we will want to expand. Now, do we have chem plants anywhere else? Doesn't look like it. Kind of looking to maybe start expanding stuff not in the capital, but this is kind of where we have space, I guess. We're going to put this at the front, because we do want to start getting there on those things. We'll put one in the back as well. We get baking powder, so we'll swap over the food industries to that. And so now we have all this tech. I think that we want to go reinforced concrete. Maybe. We also want to go steel. There's so many. We just kind of want to go do all these things. We're just going to be mainly industrial tech for quite a while here, I think. And we did get a... Yeah, we swapped that over. We got the tech, swapped it over. Let's check our infamy here. We're at 5. So Heavenly Kingdom... is having a little bit of a rev. How much would it be to vassalize this boy? It's too expensive. But we could conquer states. We could conquer Urga, which is only going to cost 9 infamy, and we can also conquer this state up here. Chong. I think we wait and we go for Tibet, though. We just vassalize Tibet. We unfree Tibet, as it were. Still having radical problems. We do need to raise SOL in general for that to work. We could maybe go rights of assembly. The landowners will oppose this. We do want to go to parliamentary republic. Maybe it was a mistake to go to monarchy so we could swap to parliamentary republic, but I think that since we have specifically the Forbidden City, that's going to give legitimacy from including head of state and government, that parliamentary republic is particularly good. But could be mistaken on this one. We will try and make sure we are improving relations, actually, with great powers that are spooky. We can't improve with Russia, or we can. It's giving us the sound, but the sound should not be doing anything. Japan is actually relatively strong, so we'll try and make sure we have good relations with them. So we did start out this run as Japan. Gonna add a couple more of these into the queue. The back. Now we are on boom boom tech, right? And the boom booms are what's expensive. If we export fertilizer, we can both weaken the landowners and also, yeah, we'll export the fertils. Now we're kind of looking for stuff that's not going to cost too many convoys. The Russians are also going to not cost too many convoys, and this makes all the chem plants more profitable, which is better than having the landowners be profitable. It makes the fertilizer more expensive for our country, which we don't really care too much. Let's double check that we're on fertilizer for our things. Yeah, we don't have too much farming because we have also been importing grain this entire time. So let's actually take a look and see if maybe we can import more of some of this stuff that we would prefer the AI not build. I think we still want productive trade routes, I think. Let's import from the Mongols. Not the... Well, we're probably going to go to war with the Tibetans in a sec, but we can import from them for now. And then, let's import meat, so it's less likely... Yeah, there's still some of this. The Russians are going to be the fewest convoys, so we'll import a little bit from Russia. We do have convoy problems in general, which we are hoping kind of get solved a little bit. And we're going to check our infamy, and once we are on 0 infamy, I think we're going to want to vassalize Tibet here. Or unfree the Tibet, as it were. We could maybe go for a Heavenly Kingdom. Right? Just look to sneakily take a province off them. While they're having this problem, let's say. The UK is kind of somewhat likely to join against us. We are floating a decent amount of money, and we will increase construction. Of course, construction centers in Beijing are bugged. I'm going to increase it by just a smattering here. We do have inefficient construction over here, so we're not going to look to put a ton over there, but we're kind of prepping it to have a bit. That's rough. Are just kind of trying to ramp up the construction. We can maybe decrease taxes in just a second here. We are on proportional taxation, which does generally make decreasing taxes look a little bit better. And we see here that we're just barely... if decreasing taxes... Wait, what is this? Why are the landowners in the Liberal Party? What the hell? That is a wild... What? Okay. I mean, it's part of our election, but okay. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, we're gonna have to force build these because they're not very profitable. And we want more explosives, so... because we want the mines to be better. I think we can maybe swap these over. Yeah, it says it's profitable. And we'll swap this over as well. Don't want to forget to swap them, so, you know, this is another reason. But the fertilizers just really, the Liberal Party crushes, because, of course, it's the weirdest Liberal Party ever, with the, Landowners in it. Oh, because the Landowners are reformer. Wait, does this... Propertied women, compulsory primary school, cultural exclusion. We need human rights for this. We need labor movement for this. So maybe we want to pivot to labor movement since we have this reformer guy. I don't hate this. Don't hate... Well, kind of hate... I don't want to piss off the landowners. I want to, in fact, if we can get the landowners happy enough to not be radicalized when we go parliamentary republic, this would be fantastic. Looks like the increased convoys are kind of helping out. The investment pool is draining, so whenever you're evaluating how much money you got to do, these two added together, but we are making enough to add another construction center, so we'll do that. And we'll also take a look at maybe importing some iron. Now, because iron's starting to get expensive, and yeah, we don't have convoys is the big problem. We will import from the Mongolians, though, because they are adjacent to us, and the Russians because they are close to us. Not quite adjacent, but we are just general convoy problem for this. Now, I mean, I've never diplo-tributaried someone, but maybe it's, oh no, wait, what am I saying? I've definitely done it. We're just not particularly close. We will check the infamy and probably save and start a war against Tibet, though. Yeah, let's save and start a war against Tibet. If you're not using your infamy decay, you are losing it. And make a vassal. Great Britain can join against us, but they can't really get to the... Oh, they can get to the front through the British Raj, right? We maybe want to recruit a general here. Not any of those guys, though. And we don't want to piss them off, so we're just going to use this guy. Now, how strong is Tibetan army? Not very. 36. I think just this 18 stack, or this 22 stack, rather, will be able to do it. We could increase military maybe a little bit in the capital, though. What in truth we should do is we should swap up the PMs of all of the barracks to be good, and so we will probably do that next time. Continuing to have convoy problems, so in the back of the queue we'll put down a couple of ports in Beijing. I think that these ports will kind of pay for themselves, especially if we are, you know... These guys want to join the Liberal Party? No thanks. Yep, this will still radicalize, or it won't. Yeah, it'll radicalize the landowners. Too much pain on that one. That'll 100% rev us. I mean, we could provoke the rev, but I think we just kind of want to not maybe do that. Well, maybe we do, but we want to get it Tibet as a vassal first. And then we can maybe take a look at that as an option. I mean, most of our economy is pretty squarely in here. And so it's not super bad. And in fact, maybe we should be kind of focusing the mines in here to make sure that everything stays kind of shipshape. Losing Beijing would be kind of annoying though, because we lose a lot of convoys. Add a government admin at the front here. We forgot to go for war reps on these guys. Yikes. They have a lot of defense. We will activate some conscripts. He does have mountain combat expert, which is good for this. We'll promote him a couple times so that he can lead all those conscripts. Not sure. I guess they changed it to make it so you can have 2 fronts here. Which is kind of neat. Where are our radicals? We don't have too many radicals in Shaanxi, so I'm going to come in here and wind these all the way up to what we want. It's not going to really make too much difference in this battle, but we will perhaps look to expand the military in Shaanxi when we are going to provoke a rev. I think this is the way. And if we provoke the rev, then we can go Parliamentary Republic like pretty comfortably, and then be kind of off on our way and be getting strong bonuses from the IGs. So I kind of like this. We will add a construction center for them. Just continue to kind of, as we have money, ramp up construction as our primary thing. Gonna be reaching 200 pretty soon here. And once we have them, then we can go for either Burma or Sikh. How much does the Sikh Empire cost? 2 vassalize? That is a lot. So we might have to try and Diplo get them. We might have to just start taking chunks out of Heavenly Kingdom as well. Or Jaibei, I guess. Oh, we really don't want Shengjing to go to Germany here. That's, like, really annoying. It does make Manchuria internal, so we could actually go after Manchuria. Maybe it's not the end of the world. It also gives us a trade front with Germany, so we can do a lot more volume of trade with Germany, and then we just have to eventually kick them out, because that is a Han province if we go into cultures. That's a Han province they're looking to conquer there, so... kind of super annoying. We are not winning these battles, which is not ideal. Yep, Manchuria just backs down and gives it to Germany. And a bunch of trade routes get removed? Why? We still have access to Manchuria. Do we not? What the hell? We're still adjacent to them. That shouldn't have bricked us like that. Huh. It also deleted the trade routes. It didn't just make them inactive, which is kind of obnoxious. Let's take a look at their market. Alright, they have expensive tools, so we'll ship them tools. Tools, porcelain, clothes, maybe? Can also ship tools to the British. Let's take another look at porcelain. Not super productive. And then clothes. We could send to the Manchu. And Jaibei. Actually, let's just take a look at everything. If we're adjacent to people, we will want to do particular things. It's not super profitable. Let's just sort by productivity. I mean, it's kind of profitable. It's not super productive, but it's like a little bit there. We don't want to export grain. Export luxury clothes. Export paper. Don't want to export meat. See about exporting tools. Now we can export to the Germans with no convoy cost. So them being adjacent, I mean, it has This short term, it has its upside, so I guess we'll just keep going. I think we're on the trying to Diplo incorporate some of these guys as long as they're not defending the they are defending the borders. So let's stop improving relations. You are defending the borders, but I think that we do want to kind of do it that way. You are defending the borders as well. I think we're just going to look to take these two well, we'll probably actually look to take the Chinese territory here. Chongqing might actually have... no, it doesn't have dies. And we cannot win a battle here, which is gonna be bad. So we will add some barracks in the capital. Oh, Sikh were a part of that? I didn't even realize. Okay. Well, now, hopefully we can get something done, I guess. We're actually gonna go... I think we can afford quite a bit bigger military here. Quite a bit bigger, 10 units. A bit bigger. That's quite a bit for us, I suppose. That's increasing it by like 50%. We might want to swap everything up to the best PMs after this war, just to try and avoid the juggling. Yeah, and we are starting to get a push into them, which is largely off the back of, I think that we just have way more guys at the start of the battle, like 3x. And we will recruit up and hopefully be able to actually push into Tibet here. Because we really don't want to get enforced on, which we do have to be careful about, because we are losing men. Yeah, still having a little bit of trouble increasing this SOL. We just mainly need to expand construction and just get more buildings here. I'm gonna add another one of these in the back. That is one kind of we gotta babysit ourselves. How much are we paying for? We're paying a little bit for subsidies, so we will start putting in rail transportation to try and nuke the subsidies. Just do that. I think we win this battle, and then we start enforcing on them good and proper, and they can get below zeroed. Yeah, they can. Okay, perfect. A little bit of a long war here to start getting anything done. We're on 20 infamy. Do not like what Germany is doing here, but there's not much we can do about it. Yeah, I guess we maybe just go for Guizhou to also solve the problem of the dies. We're going labor movement so we can put in more schools. And to that end, we're actually going to add a government admin at the front here. And a couple here at the back. We're also about to run out of this. Let's take a quick look at all of our trade routes and see if any are not generating really very much revenue. Or let's see, productivity is what we want to sort by. Okay. We could stop importing lead here. We can stop exporting luxury furniture, that's fine. We'll leave the inactive ones. Well, not the inactive one with Tibet, actually. Well, it doesn't matter, it's gonna go away once we annex them. I think we want to be exporting tools to Germany, or have that route in place so it can increase, and also just increase the demand for tools in general. We are trying to build this up tall. Why don't we increase that? Consequence, we vassalize Tibet here, so we're in good shape now. This is Bhutan's situation. What do you got here? You got any dies? You got dies. Kind of a, we only want one thing and it's fucking dies situation. Sichuan is damaging relations. That's bold. Bold move, Cotton. We could go after chunks of Zhili here if we wanted. I'm not sure we want to land border with Russia though. So maybe just let them be a buffer. Seems fine. Let's actually, we said we were going to swap up PMs, so let's swap everything to skirmish and mobile. even Beijing, which is liable to rebel, but I think we have enough to kind of deal with them if they don't, and then we will swap all of the conscription centers that are on line infantry to down. And so our only good conscription center, or well-equipped one, is in the capital, which will help with rebellions in particular. And I think that maybe we try and force parliamentary republic, which will cause a rev. This might be a moment to save and then do that. I think this is fine to do this. We are, like, we have a little bit of excess money. We want to be on parliamentary in general. This causes this will instantly cause a rev, or I think pretty reliably cause a rev here. We have the Uyghur uprising here, so they're just going to join Uyghur stand. Zhaibei can't do anything about it because they don't have access through us. And so this will be just a thing. Where's our revolution here? A little curious. I guess maybe we will want to expand the barracks a little bit more. We do want to build... We can't build our own ammo yet. We would want to do that if we could. Here we have the movement to preserve monarchy, which of course is going to radicalize and rev very, very quickly. That's 325. That might be the biggest I've ever seen. But it's just Beijing and Shaanxi. So we will swap them back to the booty PMs. Now knowing that they are both likely to rev. Very quickly, in fact. It will cut off market access to the back of the markets, so this will be a bit uncomfortable, but we will try and do something here. We can maybe look about recruiting a general who's not landowner / devout. Nope, can't do that. Although I guess we don't care about recruiting and then firing landowners now, because they're super pissed with us anyways. So let's recruit, I think this guy's worse, and let's fire him. Oh, we can't retire insurrection. Okay, well, I think he joins the enemy anyways, so let's recruit another general and see if, we get an industrialist general. Perfect. Kind of exactly what we wanted, because we do want to pincer them, even though they won't have access back here. I think they'll be able to hold them off long enough that we can push in from the other side of this rev. We are, of course, running ammo problems. We can start importing from the Germans now, and the French also have an adjacency, so let's do that. Just try and keep the ammo price, just trying to not run shortages here. And once this rev pops and we put it down, all these guys' clouts will go to 0, and we will pass Parliamentary Republic very quickly. They also notably left the government, so we do get to have the Industrialists kind of here as the Liberal Party, except these are the Liberal Party, so we have no legitimacy. Which is why we're not passing anything. And let's do that. Mongolia, we are trying to get a little bit happier with us, I think. Yeah, they're just wary now. So we get our revolt. We will put in here. We will put in on the other side here. And then we will go and we will activate conscripts here, where they actually have good conscripts PMs. And holy shua. I guess we will expand these a little bit more. The hard times. We cannot afford the expenditure. We love the industrial approval rating, and we cannot afford this. These, of course, are having problems instantly because they have lost all market access, and so they have, like, no grain. So there's all that and such, etc. Mostly etc. But we are squarely much stronger than this rev, so we should be able to put it down in pretty short order. We are running a bit of a bureaucracy problem, so let's stop taxing this. Or not bureaucracy, authority. Wait, why did... Oh, meat costs 200 to... Okay. Can we just get this rev to pop faster? Or not? Or what? Let's just take a quick look around. These guys are cooperative now. These still antagonistic. Mongolia's wary. Heavenly Kingdom's wary, as they should be. We have claims on everything of theirs, so it's actually cheaper for us. So maybe we actually do want to kind of... most of our infamy we're spending now is starting to chip into the Heavenly Kingdom. The problem is Great Britain, they're part of Great Britain's market, so Great Britain will almost certainly defend them. So, man, that these guys don't have access to is also painful, but hopefully we get there pretty quick here. Come on, Rev, please. Put an end to the troubles. The troubled times. We also lost a huge chunk of our construction as well. Hopefully they don't downsize bureaucracy. I think that the Rev won't generally do that. No, they just decided to build infinite bureaucracy and not use any paper. Hiya. Free to starve. Let's get imports, because we're perpetually running a problem. We actually are importing grain too. Hopefully this battle goes pretty well. They're on like booty PMs, and hopefully we can hold them up here, which is all we have to do. Yep, we are holding them up there. We will just break them down here while holding them up top. That's the plan, or that was always the plan. Parliamentary republics gaining no progress. Ooh, let's put the armed forces in gov here. Now the Liberal Party's cranking. And we'll start getting progress, a lot of progress here. The whole reason we had gone that to begin with is no longer a thing. Let's just accelerate open hearth process and then go reinforced concrete, I think. Just try and then maybe steel rail cars, try and make use of the fact that we have progress in some of these already. Yeah. They are having problems. And we're just gonna... Hopefully they decide to give up relatively quick here. This is all very uncomfortable. I think we do have market access now, though. No, it's still not restored. That's kind of unfortunate that occupying the territory will not restore the market access. It ought to, but it doesn't. So we just have to win the war. Will you, No, they're getting kind of close, though. They know that this cannot be won, I think. And we will have to do a lot of PM swapping after this. But hopefully after this rev, we're in kind of good shape, because we do knock off quite a few radicals. I mean, we still have a ton of radicalism. Yeah, partially because these places, like, just are struggling a lot. We're gonna put a coal mine in and put it on auto expand. And put an iron mine on auto expand. These are gonna be good, and in general, we would rather they build these things than other things. So even though it's gonna produce really slow, we can switch over, I think. I'm not sure how many of those we have. Oh, we have a decent amount, so we'll go realist art. And very importantly, bougie patronage is going to employ a lot of capitalists, which are going to give much more transfer. We could go academics to give more intelligentsia clout, but we're not on that yet. I think we go public trains here. And we might go gas streetlights as soon as we get more coal. Uyghustan is improving relations. I don't hate not having a border with Russia, but getting Uyghustan into our customs union, which is something we can do. Also, having a border with Russia is maybe not as terrible as, you know... Alright. So now, we gotta swap over PMs, so we're just gonna use the PM button. And then we're gonna take a look at everything. Oh no, we had military PMs specifically. God damn it. Pain, just pain, pain, pain. We'll take a look through, I guess, though. Probably don't need all that. Right, just cruising through this, kind of just making sure stuff's good. These are probably... not gonna need all those. Didn't mean to cancel all these. Let's just cancel all this. What else is weird in the queue? I think we're fine. And then we might even have enough institutions to up stuff. Oh, okay, so we are paying for home affairs. That was so weird that, like, before we weren't paying for the National Guard, now we are paying for the National Guard. So yeah, we would rather have no home affairs than National Guard, I think. So we might make that swap. We're losing a little bit of money here. I'm not sure exactly why. It can't all be interest. I guess stuff has to recover. We have turmoil, we have devastation, these sort of types of things. We could always increase taxes, but we want to kind of trend towards decreasing taxes here. I think parliamentary republic is going to be nice in terms of our legitimacy and starting to like generate more loyalists and stuff. Enact wage subsidies, probably not something we're interested in here. But the Rev does eliminate a lot of radicals, though, so that's always nice. Armed forces are mad at us. Super mad. Ooh, we have a radical in the rural folk. That is, and a radical in the petite bourgeoisie? Maybe we shouldn't have had this Rev. I didn't even realize that we had radicals there. We could have even tried to go for multiculturalism. I guess multiculturalism is actually kind of booty for us, because we're not going to be attracting migrants anytime soon, but... Now, the thing is, do we want to increase education access? See, a lot of people can't access education anyways because they're too poor. We could decrease state penalties for turmoil, though. Which I think we still have quite a bit of turmoil in some places that are incorporated, namely Gansu. And I think we're going to be taking states off of the Heavenly Kingdom, so this is reasonable. Or we could just leave it. I actually kind of think I like just floating this extra authority, and we'll deal with it. They're gonna re-rev? Oh my god, they're gonna re-rev and it's gonna like work. We'll take the happy with France. I think we'll take this one. This is wild that they're strong enough to rev, but it's going to be just in Beijing, which is going to be kind of helpful because it won't deny market access. We will before this rev pops, of course. Swap your PMs down to nothing. Later, dude. It's kind of not the state. We would rather lose Shaanxi than Beijing, I think. Oh, did that solve your construction center problem? Oh, you deleted all your construction centers. What about you? You deleted a whole bunch when you revved. Man, that sucks. That they are deleting construction centers. And so we're like... And we're running a huge problem. We do want a trade agreement with them, though. That's going to be nice. Big nice. So now we will gradually improve relations with them. I'm just going to get another rev here. Double rev bow. Across the... Very quickly radicalized and then revved. Oh, one of our generals decided he didn't want to fight for the forces of good anymore. I think just him should be able to do it, and that we don't need the conscripts. But for now, we'll call it an episode. This episode, we unfreed Tibet, and we had a rev, and then we sparked another rev. So this is the current state of affairs. We should have pretty low infamy now, and we will be looking to do maybe some expansion into the Heavenly Kingdom. Maybe for Guizhou, because they have dye plantations, and we can maybe solve our dye problem, and they also have opium. The problem is Great Britain almost certainly will join against us if we do that. So I'm not sure exactly what the play is here. As predicted, Xiaibei is starting to rev, and so we have Uigurstan picking up their province as well, and we're expecting this to rev and be Mongolian eventually, and we'll have Uigurstan and Mongolia to the north, and then maybe we just go after Xiaibei, one province at a time or something. They are interior, which means that great powers will generally not join, so this is kind of a thing, but yeah, we unfreed Tibet. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube algorithm stuff, and have a good day.